I wanted to do a video on a book review for R.M. Waters. I wanted to do a book review on her new book, Dancing in Darkness. I'm going to try and avoid spoilers, but it might be that at the end of this video particularly there might be a couple of spoilers, and if you don't want to know them, you might want to skip out when I say, you know, there's going to be spoilers here. First of all, it is a very interesting book. It's not what I expect from zombie books in general. It's got kind of a unique take on zombies and their appearances to begin with, and you know, and their kind of natures and things, and it's really good. The two races of zombies, I think, is a really interesting thing. But then when they get to the main plot line, which I'm trying not to say too much about, that is when it gets quite interesting, and it's a twist you're not expecting. There is a lot of unique aspects to it. There is kind of a romancy thing going on, and there is kind of there is like an element of Wicca involved in it, which is pretty awesome. There's an interesting thing with spirits and ghosts and what have you, and I just find it really interesting. Another thing that is quite interesting is an unexpected thing towards the end. I say unexpected, I actually saw it coming for a while. It was a little different to what most books have, but I found it really interesting. I quite liked it. I quite liked the little twist. It is a really interesting book. Right, this is where it's going to get spoilers, right? So if you don't want to hear anything detailed about the book, stop the video now, go read it, and then come back. Okay? Good. Right. In terms of stuff to do with the actual book, if you've read it, you know the twist I'm talking about near the end is the fact that Louis and John become somewhat of an item. That is, I think, pretty cool. I think that homosexuality isn't portrayed enough in modern, well, not even just modern, but like big best-selling kind of books. And I like it when I see books and they actually do have an element of things like that in them. There was a Jodi Picoult book which had a lesbian couple in it, and that was quite interesting. But yeah, it's very different to have not as the main characters, but as side characters to have a homosexual relationship. Not including the book I published. But yeah, it's a daring step, I will admit, especially for someone in the place where R.M. Waters lives. But it is really interesting to see that. You might be able to hear my dog chewing in the background. Other things that I find interesting are the Wicca element within it, which relates to Cathy. I feel like a lot of Cathy was drawn from R.M. Waters' life. Like, just by reading it, I'm just like, wow, the similarities I can see between Cathy and R.M. Waters or Night Willow Crafts, however you know. It's quite interesting how those are very, how to describe it? They're very close together. They're very related as people / characters. But yeah, it's a really good book. I quite like Louis. As a character, he's pretty awesome. But if I met him in real life, I probably couldn't get along with him. But he's you know, he's an interesting character / person thing. Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, the characters are really very well thought out. I think they're easily kind of related to in many ways, and I find that it's generally overall a pretty decent book. I've already done a review on Amazon. At that point I was only a couple of chapters in though, but now I've actually finished it, so I decided to do a review on here when I could actually talk about things properly. Obviously, if you've read it, you know the main plotline I was talking about earlier on was the thing about the elders, or what was it? I can't remember the exact name. I think it was the Dark Ones or something. They weren't actually their original enemy. They were people who were in charge of the people who were in charge of them. And all of a sudden, it was found out that they were actually, you know, doing things inappropriately, and they were kind of the bad guys all of a sudden. And then it was like just rallying people to kind of go against them, and I found that quite interesting. I found that a very unique twist, that the good guys are all of a sudden the bad guys, apart from a few of them. And I found that was a very interesting thing to find out. Yeah, so it is an interesting and unique book, and I urge anyone watching to go and buy it. I think that it is amazing. I will definitely be rereading it. And yeah, so that's kind of the main thing there. So I will see you next time for more videos. I'm planning on making an author channel. For those of you who didn't know, I'm thinking about making a separate author channel, because this is becoming too much about my book and not enough about my practice, which is what it was meant to be about. So I shall see you all later, and that's a bit of information for you, and goodbye.